Hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to our purification program, our first meeting. I know that a lot of you are curious. You want to know if this is for you, and some of you are ready to go right now, want to know how to do it. Well, I welcome you. I am Dr. Tamara Lund. I am directing, facilitating, answering any questions associated with our purification program, because we are just going to get our systems full of nutrition, and it's going to feel better than it has felt in a long time. Now, I'll tell you that I'm here with you because I knew that a detox was involved in my future. I am creator of the Youthful Brain Now program, and with that program, we start with detoxification. Detox your system, your livers, your kidneys, your intestines. We need to eliminate sugar. We need to eat healthy fats and get our brain functioning. So that's my ultimate goal. And since I want to go along on this ride, you get to come along too. So I'm happy to have you. You can answer questions or you can ask questions from the chat. So just click on the chat and type in your question and I will see it, but I will not see it right away. So then when I get back to it, I will answer your questions the best I can. There will also be a replay available. I will email that to you after we are finished and it is done processing. So that should be either tonight or tomorrow morning. And feel free to share this with your friends, especially the ones that you know are toxic. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to share screen. And there we are. So this is a standard process slideshow. And I'm going to do my best to add in all of those little tips and tricks that I know. And this is going to be a fun and exciting process. But weight loss challenges and poor digestion, those are the number 1 and 2 reasons why somebody will attempt to do a purification program. They're just not feeling well, their digestion's not good, and they're having trouble losing that 10 pounds, or maybe losing that 100 pounds. This is the way to start. So let's see here. So why purification? Because our environment is bombarded with chemicals. It's bombarded with over 80,000 chemicals that are registered for use in the United States, and not all of them have even been tested. So many of these chemicals can disrupt your body's systems because those chemicals will affect your immune system, your nervous system, your endocrine, and your reproductive system. Many of the chemicals in our environment are endocrine disruptors, meaning that it is going to mess with your endocrine system and your hormones. So I know that a majority of the people that come into my office for help are suffering from endocrine problems. Toxins affect our health, fatigue and difficulty sleeping, digestion, gastrointestinal problems, food cravings and weight gain, reduced mental clarity, and low libido. I know that many of you and many of the people that I see on a daily basis have problems with these particular issues and want help. So we start with a detoxification. We've got to start fresh. We got to get all the chemicals out of there. And this is a 3-week, easy way, all laid out for you, way to detoxify your system. So we're living in a toxic and chemical environment. And, you know, just these pictures, it looks like things that we look at every day. Well, not here in the mountains, but many people live with that amount of air pollution and water pollution. And whenever you have air and water pollution, mostly that's a heavy metal pollution, like mercury. And that is what we're breathing in whenever we're breathing in toxic fumes from pollution. And cigarette smoke. personal care products. Many people don't think about their personal care products whenever they're purchasing them and using them and not feeling good. So whenever somebody asks, when did this, your sickness start? And you don't think about, well, when I changed my skincare products or when I changed my shampoo. Heavy metals, like I said, in your air, in your food, and in our environment. Household cleaning products can be very toxic, especially the ones that suggest that you wear a mask and wear gloves because they know that they're toxic. And so those are really cleaning products that might clean the heck out of your bathtub, but it's not going to do anything for your liver. Pesticides and herbicides, just the amount that is being used on our food so that we can grow and produce, or the farmers can grow and produce the amount of food that they do so they can feed the population. It's toxic to our environment, but there's got to be a balance. Pharmaceuticals, especially the medicines that we take, when we take things like acid blocking medications, those are toxic to our system and ruining our digestion. Preservatives and additives, most of the things that we buy in the supermarket have preservative and additives in them, so we need to read those labels and be able to identify them so we can keep those toxins out of our system. Trans fats. Now, many people don't think of a trans fat as a toxin. However, it is a damaged fat. It is hydrogenated fats and oils. It is shortening. It is margarine. It is things that have heated, the fats that have heated, like in frying. So French fries have trans fats in them, and they are toxic not only to your liver, but also to your intestines and to your brain. Because remember, that's my primary goal, is keeping my brain working. And there are many, many more toxins along that we come into contact with our environment. So how do we purify our internal organs? Or how do our internal organs assist in purification? Well, your number one organ for purification is your liver. Okay, so that's the liver. It's a football-shaped organ, kind of sits underneath your lower right ribs. That's where your liver is, and your gallbladder. If anybody's ever had any gallbladder problems, they know exactly where it is. So the liver filters your toxins. So your blood is pumped through your liver. There are 3 quarts of blood pumped through your liver every minute. So your liver has to be pure, and it has to be clean, and it has to be able to filter out those chemicals from your blood so they don't become recirculated. And you think of your liver like a sponge. We can't have a boggy sponge liver if we really want it to absorb all the toxins. Our liver aids the body in metabolizing fat, protein, and carbohydrates. So those are your macronutrients. Those are the foods that you eat, fat, protein, and carbohydrates. Liver is very important in metabolizing those. And if it's all bogged down, then you're not going to get very good metabolism. And your liver transforms many toxins into harmless agents. So the liver's job, whenever we live in a clean world, it comes in contact with the toxins, it processes it, and then we eliminate it. And that's the way that it's designed to work, and it does a beautiful job until it becomes overloaded. So that's where the liver comes in handy when it comes to detoxification. Now your kidneys, there's another detoxification organ. Your kidneys sit under your lower ribs, each side in the back. And their job is to filter waste and excess fluid from your body. And you will know when your kidneys are having trouble getting rid of that excess fluid is when you're feet and ankles swell after you've been on them too long. Too much excessive fluid. And sometimes high blood pressure comes from having excessive fluid, and that's why people take a diuretic. Kidneys regulate and release the right balance of sodium, phosphorus, and potassium for the body to function properly. Now, those are minerals, and you may find that you don't have the right ratio and the right balance of those minerals when you get leg cramps. If leg cramps are a common thing, you may have trouble balancing your minerals. Your small intestine and your large intestine. Those are ones that are so very important in digesting our food, giving us the nutrients that we need. And it's actually the seat of health, your intestines are. So your small intestine, so you eat your food, goes to your stomach, it gets digested well, and it moves on through, and it enters your small intestine. About 40 feet of small intestine. And that digests your food so that nutrients can be absorbed into the bloodstream and transported to the liver, because your liver kind of deals out the nutrients that are brought to it by the blood. And it also provides a barrier that blocks toxins from the rest of your body. The barrier is the intestinal wall. And sometimes we damage that intestinal wall by a poor diet, too many chemicals, too much sugar. Those things are going to cause a problem with your barrier, and then you will have more leaking into your liver and bloodstream. Your large intestine absorbs water and electrolytes, forming the waste that is excreted from the body. So, moves from the small intestine into the large intestine, and the large intestine forms the poop, and then you get rid of it. And people that are constipated are not getting rid of their toxins. They're just building up, storing that stuff in there, and it gets reabsorbed. Pooping, very important. Make sure that you do it once or twice a day. Also, your large intestine produces antibodies for gastrointestinal health, and it also creates antibodies for your immune system. So having a good environment in your large intestine is so very important for your immune system, as well as not having a leaky gut, having good bacteria. Good bacteria lives in your gut, but with a bad diet and too many toxins in our environment, we get a bad balance of bacteria, so you get the bad stuff growing in there. Good bacteria will create fatty acids. Good bacteria also create some vitamins for extra nutritional health. And good bacteria will also help you to create neurotransmitters. Neurotransmitters are the brain chemicals that keep your brain working well. Your serotonin and dopamine, and GABA, acetylcholine, those are all brain chemicals that are made in your brain, but also to a larger extent made in your intestines. And if your intestines are sick, you are not creating the appropriate amount of neurotransmitters. So here's a picture of the liver. And these are the different chemicals that are involved in detoxification. But we start over here with phase 1. So whenever we start to detoxify, there's 2 phases, phase 1 and phase 2. Phase 1 actually mobilizes the toxin. It gets them moving again. So you came in contact with them, they became absorbed in your system. Phase 1 puts them back into circulation. Well, if you don't have a phase 2, they're just going to get reabsorbed. So phase 1 gets it moving, and then phase 2 will actually break them down into finer particles and attach them to chemicals and to fiber and to amino acids so they can be eliminated from your body. So phase 1 and phase 2 is the way that your body detoxes. And with our purification program, we are going to be supporting both phase 1 and phase 2. People will do, say, a 3-day juice detox or a 10-day just drinking juice or just drinking tea or maybe starvation detox. And those are things that can be dangerous to your system because you don't support phase 2. That's only phase 1. And so then you feel really bad as your body becomes bombarded by these chemicals in your system again. So phase 1 and phase 2, very important. And so the program that we're following does both of those. So our diet contributes to our toxic load and to excessive weight. So here are some chemicals like MSG, monosodium glutamate. You may have heard of that. That's a flavor enhancer. That is a chemical, and it is a chemical that is detrimental to our body. And there are many people that are allergic to MSG. Some people just don't feel good when they eat that kind of food. And other people say, whoa, serve me whatever, but don't put any MSG in it. High fructose corn syrup. It's the corn syrup that has been modified, and we know about that in our soda pops, in our high fructose corn syrup drinks. It is a cheap sweetener, and it is much sweeter than sugar, so you don't have to use as much. So we really need to watch our high fructose corn syrup intake and cut out the soda. Talked about trans fats a second ago. Burgers and fries. So you're heating that burger up with a really high heat and you are frying those French fries. They are fried with trans fats. That kind of gums up your system and will cause problems not only with toxins, but it will cause problems in your intestines. It will cause problems with your cholesterol, and it gums up our brain function. Trans fats are out. Healthy fats are in. And then the almighty sugar. Yep. Sugar is one of the most addictive substances. It's easy, it's cheap, it's addictive, and people just grab it all the time without even thinking about it. We need to get a handle on our sugar addiction and our sugar consumption. So what are Americans eating? So here's a study that says that US allows more than 3,000 chemicals to be added to our foods. Yikes. That's probably a good reason that we should eat whole, real foods that we purchase at the grocery store, at the farmer's market, or from the farmers. Real, whole, organic, when possible, foods. The average American consumes more than 75 pounds of sugar annually. 75 pounds of sugar a year. That's the average American. And I'll tell you, the studies that I did earlier show that it goes up. Every 5 years they do a new study, and that number goes up. So here are overweight trends. So this was done in 1990, showing that a BMI, that's a basal metabolic indicator, indices of greater than 30 or more, showing that somebody may be obese. So here we have a categorization of less than 10% and 10 to 14%. Well, then they did another one, so that was in 1990. Well, this one is in 2000, 10 years later. They had to add 2 more categories. So still 30 pounds or more overweight. And the 2 categories went from 15 to 19%, and then above 20% for those people that are obese in the United States. Then they did another one of these charts in 2009, and they had to add 2 more categories. So we went from a small chart to a giant chart showing how overweight and obese American adults are. Many of you have filled out the toxicity questionnaire. You filled it out online because it went out in that email. And I was pretty surprised too of my score, but anything over 44 indicates that you should be considering doing a detoxification program. So what can be achieved in 21 days, 3 weeks, less than a month? We address those toxins. We maintain a healthier weight. So we start losing that weight. And standard process says the average amount of weight loss in the 3-week period of doing a 21-day program is 15 pounds. However, people that are a healthy weight and that are maybe underweight will not lose that weight because we are giving you full of nutrition. And so those people who are underweight will actually start to gain healthy muscle mass. We're going to help get a new habit of living a healthier lifestyle, having more energy, and improving your digestion. Not to mention, improve your skin. Look younger in 21 days, but also help to clear up acne and psoriasis and those little bumps that show up for, who knows what reason, especially the ones on the back of your arms. If you have those, I really want you to investigate what you have now. And then at the end of the 21 days, I want you to include that in a testimonial about how well this program worked for you. Research into success. So here were a group of 28 chiropractic patients who strengthened the theory that a calorie-restricted whole food diet with nutritional supplements, so doing the 21-day purification program, supports healthy serum levels, lipids, so your cholesterol, and healthy weight when administered under the guidance of a trained healthcare professional like me. Okay, I'm going to stop the share right now, and I'm going to come back and see if anybody has any questions. So if you have any questions, go ahead and type them into the chat right now. Otherwise, we'll go ahead and move on into the cleanse part of our program. I know it's kind of upsetting to know that we are bombarded with all of these chemicals. Now, one of the things that Standard Process did not add whenever they were talking about the toxins that we're involved or that involve us and that affect us, I want to talk about the plastics. Plastics have bisphenol A. You might know it as BPA. Now, BPA makes plastics durable and flexible, but BPA has been proven to be an endocrine disruptor. That means that it's going to mess with your endocrine system and give you trouble with your hormones. So BPA is something that you need to watch out for. Now, they have BPA in plastic water bottles, plastic food containers, plastic wraps. So whenever you can, I would love it if you could switch to glass. Glass food containers, glass cookingware, glass drinking bottles. Here's the one that I have in my office, and everyone in my office does too. I'm not sure what they do when they're out of my site, but here in the office, I gave them these half-gallon jars with stainless steel straws. So we're not ingesting plastic. Now, when plastic is cold, it's not as bad. However, when you cook with plastic, you put it in the microwave, or you put hot water, hot coffee, hot tea in plastic drinking cups, or hot food in plastic containers, you're actually leaching the BPA out of the plastic into the food, and so you are ingesting a much higher content. Also, you buy water in plastic water bottles by the case. Now, I used to buy a case and keep it in my car all the time. So when my kids were thirsty, they could just grab some water. And in the wintertime, that's not so bad. But in the summertime, when your car reaches 100 degrees and plus, that is a bad deal because the water absorbs the BPA and now you're drinking it. So I don't carry water in my car anymore. And there's also BPA in canned goods. So look for BPA-free cans. But speaking of that, the manufacturers are getting wiser to removing BPA from our environment and saying, BPA-free, look, this is nice and healthy. But they're putting a chemical in now called BPS. Now, BPS has not been tested as extensively, and so we don't know yet what BPS is going to do for us. So that's why trying to switch to glass and stainless. Stainless is a healthier choice for drinking and for food storage. So look for glass, look for stainless, and try and eliminate the toxins in your system. So Julia asks, is a grass-fed beef for a hamburger okay? Grass-fed is wonderful. Grass-fed comes from happy cows, right? As they are walking through the pastures, humming a tune, eating grass. We just don't want you to cook it at a high temperature. So you want to cook it kind of slow. And if you're barbecuing your hamburgers, don't burn them. Eating the char on food is not healthy, and it does promote toxicity. So grass-fed is the best because you get a better fat profile as well as healthier, less chemicals in that beef. So thanks for the question, Julia. I'm going to go back to share screen and we'll continue. There we go. We're doing the purification program from standard process. Now, I chose this one because I have done a lot of purification programs over the years. And the one from standard process is the one where I have gotten the best results in my patients and the best results in myself. I did one of those hand scanner vitamin determiners after I took this purification program the last time, and I was up in the 95 percentile. The doctor that gave me that test was blown away. Wow, you must eat great. You eat so much better than all of my patients. Well, that's because I had just finished the standard process purification program. My body was nourished with whole, real foods, and I felt great. So it's my testimony as to why I chose this one, and it's an awesome product. So the kit comes, we call it a kit. Your purification kit comes in a bag with a resource guide. That's why I call it a kit. And it comes with SP Cleanse. SP Cleanse are the pills that we take along with the SP Complete. I'm going to go into each one of these in a little more detail in just a second. But our SP Complete is the powder that we make our shakes from. It is a whole food, nutritious powder. We have fiber that you can choose, whether it's gastrofiber. Gastrofiber comes in capsules, or whole food fiber comes as a scoop in bulk. So you can add it to your SP Complete if you'd like. And the green, SP Green Food for the phytonutrients, which really helps with changing your pH from an acid environment to a more alkaline or neutral environment. And I'll tell you, if you can change your pH, your joint aches and pains will go away as well. So let's start here with the SP Cleanse. It combines 20 unique whole food and botanical ingredients. So it's got whole foods, and then it has herbs in it. And it really helps to support phase 1 and phase 2 of detoxification. It supports a healthy kidney, liver, and gallbladder function. And even if you don't have a gallbladder, you are still making bile. If you don't have a gallbladder because you've had it removed and you're still having problems, you need a specific type of cleanse, as well as a supplement to take when you eat. And that one includes ox bile. And you will feel 100% better if that cholecystectomy or that removing your gallbladder was not effective. Encourages healthy digestive function, again, by cleansing out that colon. Supports normal elimination of toxins and promotes healthy elimination. Now, one of the questions that I get all the time when I suggest somebody take a cleanse is, are they going to be in the bathroom all day? And no, with our whole food cleanse, you will not. It has no senna in it. It has nothing that's going to send you running to the bathroom. If anything, with all of these good nutrients and taking the fiber, you have to make sure that you drink your water. Some people, when they're not drinking enough water, actually complain that they're constipated. So that is the deal right there. Drink your water and take your essential fatty acids. That'll keep you going. But if anyone should be constipated during this program, remember, 1 to 2 bowel movements a day is what we need. If you're not going for 3 or 4 days, you need to talk to me. So we can certainly arrange a time. I'm available by phone. Kellyanne is very knowledgeable about these things as well. So if she can't answer your question, then I will talk to you specifically. So our SP cleanse, that is what we take. Let's see. We take, it's for the first 7 days. 5 pills twice a day for the first 7 days. And then we switch to the grain food. But the things that are in the SP cleanse are juniper berry and red clover flower, apple pectin, burdock root, barley grass. Barley grass does not have gluten in it, so if you are gluten-free, do not worry. It is all certified gluten-free. Spanish black radish root, Oregon grape root, and fenugreek. So all of these things are in the SP cleanse pills. The next item is the SP Complete. You can have SP Complete regular or SP Complete dairy-free. I prefer the dairy-free because many people are sensitive. Gluten and dairy are the #1 and #2 sensitivities associated with food sensitivities causing inflammation and problems. So I always suggest that people use the dairy-free. If you know you do not have trouble with dairy, then get the plain old SP Complete with the whey protein in it. It doesn't have full dairy, it just has whey protein. Many people are fine with whey protein, and they're sensitive to the other things in milk, like lactose and casein. So this is your whole food nutritional powder. It provides amino acids, essential fatty acids, and other vitamins. It supports intestinal, muscular, and immune health. So it boosts your immune system. It helps your muscles not be so tender. Another thing, when I'm working on people and all of your tissues are just really tender whenever I'm touching you, not just digging on or not, but just all of your tissues, I say, I think you need a detox. And so here we go. I recommend the SP Purification program. And it's much more fun to do it in a group. So I'm glad you're here with me. Provides antioxidant activity. That's good for your brain, as well as eliminating oxidation and oxidative stress. That makes you old. Supports healthy liver function, supports normal elimination of toxins. Again, not run to the bathroom elimination. And supports maintenance of healthy weight when combined with a healthy lifestyle. So you can't just take SP Complete and think you're going to lose weight, because you have to embrace the whole experience of the detoxification program. The key ingredients in SP Complete are the whey protein or the rice protein. So that's your protein source. Now, there's not a lot of protein in the SP Complete, and some people may think that they need more, so we do have additional protein powders if they need. However, most people don't. The way that you would know if you need more protein is if you cannot be satisfied that you feel hungry, that you eat all of your vitamins and you're taking your SP Complete and you're just still hungry, then you would add protein. So that's your tail. That's how you know when you need more. Provides amino acids and the building blocks of proteins and helps support healthy muscle tissue maintenance. And speaking of muscle tissue maintenance, I want you to exercise. I want you to do aerobic exercise. I want you to do muscle building as well as stretching while you're on this program, because it's going to help you to feel amazing. Barley grass, it is an antioxidant to address the toxins that are in your body. Rice, buckwheat, and flax to support, to give you fiber and healthy elimination. And then alfalfa to really help with digestive health. Other key ingredients are calcium, magnesium, grapeseed and wine extracts. So they say that wine is good for you in moderation. It's because of the polyphenols and the resveratrol, the red stuff in the grape. That is an antioxidant, and it is great for protecting from free radicals and oxidative damage. Your buckwheat supports your healthy blood vessel walls, and your choline and inositol support healthy nerve and brain function. Next would be your SP green food. It contains 5 organically grown foods. So there's your organic foods right there, right in your green food. Promotes healthy liver function, provides antioxidant activity, supports overall cellular health, provides phytonutrients, supports cholesterol metabolism and keeps it within a normal range, and supports the normal elimination of toxins. Also in our green food, you have your Brussels sprouts and your kale. They support normal growth of cell division, cholesterol metabolism, antioxidants, and detoxification of the liver. And I'll tell you, Brussels sprouts and kale are cruciferous vegetables that really help in eliminating the dangerous estrogens, the ones that are too powerful for your body to metabolize, and it helps to protect you from reproductive types of cancer, especially those that are estrogen related. Sorry about that. Buckwheat helps with, it's a protein that helps to increase your muscle mass and reduce body fat. And it contains powerful antioxidants to help detoxify the liver. More green food key ingredients is the barley grass, provides antioxidant and gives you minerals that can really help with those muscle cramps at night. And alfalfa, and that's historically been used for bladder and kidney support. And it's used today for indigestion and ridding the body of toxins. Then we come to our fiber, gastrofiber or the whole food fiber. I prefer the whole food fiber because I'm going to be taking enough pills with the green food and the SP cleanse. So I just put a scoop of fiber into my shakes in the morning. If I'm going to drink them right away. If I am going to make them and then bring them to work, and after I get everything set up an hour later and drink them, I will not put the whole food fiber in there because it will thicken it up and then it'll be like pudding. And you ever tried and drink pudding? Not so good. So I will drink the whole food fiber before I leave the house. I'll just put it in a shaker bottle, shake it up, drink it down, drink a big glass of water on my way to work. And then when I get to work, I will have my delicious SP shake. But fiber softens the stool and encourages regular elimination, promotes a healthy gut, maintains healthy lipid and blood glucose levels that are already in normal range. But it also, fiber provides a vehicle to exit the body for the toxins. It helps get rid of the toxins so they don't become reabsorbed. So here are some supportive products. These do not come in your kit. However, if you have got some extra health-related issues and you need some extra support, then you can talk to me and we can figure out what you might need. But you can get whey protein complete to add protein to your 21 days. You can get your essential fatty acids, your EPA and your DHA, very important for brain health. And your calamari omega-3 has a lot of DHA. DHA, great for your brain. Gymnema is for when you are craving sugar. When you have a sugar addiction, what that does is it helps to decrease your insulin sensitivity and it helps to decrease your sugar cravings, and it actually changes the receptors in your mouth for sugar. So sugar just doesn't taste as good as it used to. So you're like, I don't need it. So Gymnema is pretty much a miracle herb if you ask me. Prosymbiotic, that's a good gut support. Prebiotics and probiotics will help make those good things that are supposed to be grown in your large intestine. And linum B6 is flaxseed oil to provide essential fatty acids. So the journey begins. Those are the products. So you're intimately familiar with them now, maybe more than you wanted to know. But here's the dessert. This is why you're here. How do I do this? You've convinced me. Sign me up. Well, here we go. Days 1 through 10. Unlimited organic, if possible, fruits and vegetables, particularly green leafy vegetables. You want to eat twice as many vegetables as you do fruit. All sorts. I got a list for you, but all sorts of vegetables, especially the green ones. But you can have sweet potatoes and you can have eggplant. The only thing that we recommend you not have are white potatoes, because white potatoes are made up a little bit differently than sweet potatoes, or yams. Yams and sweet potatoes, good. You might want to limit them if you're really trying to lose weight, but they're a great source of good nutrition. Lentils, quinoa, and raw seeds. Now, raw seeds like pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, hemp seeds, chia seeds. Excellent source of protein, as well as being able to help you be satisfied or satiated so you're not as hungry. Lentils, quinoa, we've got some great recipes for those in here. If you are trying to lose weight or doing this for weight management, you'll want to limit your servings of lentils and quinoa. So you just have one serving of either, not both, per day. Spring water, high quality oils, and exercise for 30 to 45 minutes, at least 4 days per week. So get out there and walk, do some push-ups, do some burpees if you feel motivated. And those high quality oils. We want olive oil, we want avocado oil. Those are the best right there. And you don't want to fry with them, and you don't want to cook in too high a heat. You want to saute. A lot of times what I do when I eat my vegetables is I steam them in the microwave in a glass container, and then I put some olive oil, some extra virgin olive oil. The greener the better, the stronger the better, the more nutrients you get out of that. Just drizzle it over with some herbs, and there you have it. So days 11 through 21 are the same, except you're going to add protein. You're going to add some fish, and you're going to add lean meat, lean chicken, lean turkey, and once in a while you can have that lean grass-fed beef. And the fish, you want to kind of stick to cold water fish, and when you can, and what you should, is have naturally caught, ocean caught fish. Organic, not farm raised, not added with antibiotics and colors and fed corn, because fish don't eat corn, they eat each other. So you want the small fish because the big fish eat the little fish, and you always have to worry about the contamination of our oceans and having mercury poisoning. So small fish are best, cold water fish are best. Somebody had a question here, so let me see. Can you use flavored olive oil like basil or lemon infused? Yes, you can, and I recommend it because it adds variety. However, you have to question how it was made. It cannot have been heated up, cold processed. That keeps the nutritional value. So yes, use those flavored olive oils. There we go, and then the lean meats. So what to avoid? Well, obviously we always want to focus on what we can have, the good, fresh, healthy, natural foods. Things that we want to avoid are the processed foods. So when in doubt, anything that's not listed in this program is pretty much off limits. We want to purify our body. We want to give our detoxification organs not only a rest, or not just get rid of the toxins, but we want to give it a rest too, so they can heal and they can work really good. So all of the processed foods like margarine, spread, corn oil, vegetable oil spreads. Vegetable oil is really high in omega-6, where we really want to focus on the omega-3 oils. Again, same with safflower oil and sunflower oil. Those are high in omega-3s. We want to focus on getting omega-6s. The hydrogenated oils and the trans fats, right? No shortening, no margarines, nothing fried. We do not, even olive oil can turn into a trans fat if you heat it up too much. If it starts to smoke, you have damaged it, and then it is damaging to you. Caffeine and alcohol. Many people don't want to hear that, but when you're talking about a detox, that's kind of what you have to worry about, caffeine and alcohol. And this is the big thing for me. The biggest thing for me is caffeine. I was telling my husband the other day, this is going to be one of the hardest things to do, is I drink coffee every day. I said, quitting coffee is just as bad as quitting heroin. Yeah, he was laughing at me. But caffeine, sugar, alcohol, 21 days, you can do anything. And especially the alcohol for those folks that like to have their glass of wine in the evening to relax and unwind. I suggest that you have some herbal tea, not herbal tea with flavorings, maybe some chamomile tea, but no flavors, no artificial flavors or colors, just some plain old yummy herbal tea. Coffee, tobacco, or stimulants. It's always a good thing to quit those, especially tobacco. However, I'll tell you, quitting tobacco, I imagine, can be as bad as quitting heroin. Just because you choose to have your glass of wine, you will not ruin all of the effects of this detox. So I am not giving you permission to cheat. However, don't think that if you blow it, you're done. Don't think that you can't do it. Because if you want to have that special glass of wine, or maybe on Friday night you're out with your friends or your loved one, certainly understand. However, try not to overdo and get right back on your purification wagon. But no soft drinks, right? No soda pop. Nuts, beans, dairy, grains. A lot of people think that nuts are healthy, and they can be, but nuts are one of the high foods that people are allergic to, even sprouted. So just for this 21 days, go without the nuts and the beans. And then beans are things called lectins. Lectins can be a problem for a lot of people, and that's kind of the new thing nowadays, is lectin-free. But they can cause a lot of problems for people. So no nuts, no beans, no dairy, no grains, no processed or refined foods. And that means salad dressings. You have to give up your ranch. You can't go in the store and buy a bottle of salad dressing. But we are going to provide you with a lot of recipes. So you will be able to make your own salad dressings, and they will be delicious for just 21 days. So I encourage you to be adventurous in the kitchen and try these new recipes. Canned and dried vegetables and fruit. Canned because we want to avoid the processing and we want to avoid the can, especially when it has BPA. And the dried fruits and vegetables, because again, they are dried with things that you purchase at the store, dried vegetables, because they're dried with sulfur and they're dried with some other problems that could be toxic to your system. But if you dry your own fruits and vegetables, or let's just say if you dry your own fruits, you could eat too many. So if you're watching your weight, don't eat dried fruit. And if you dry your own vegetables, if you make kale chips, yay, make kale chips. Eat away, eat as much as you'd like. But as long as you do it in your own oven or with your own dehydrator without adding those chemicals. Dried, cured, smoked luncheon meats. So you can't just get lean turkey out of the Oscar Mayer package because that is going to contribute to your toxic load. So no lunch meat. Supplements, so we already went through the supplements, but days 1 through 7, you're going to do 2 to 3 shakes a day. 7 SP Cleanse capsules 3 times a day for 1 week. Yes, that's a lot. However, 1 week, 1 bottle, all done. 3 gastrofibers 3 times a day, or 1 tablespoon of whole food fiber per shake. 1 to 2 to 3 servings per day. And then days 8 through 11, you're going to add in the SP green food. So you're going to get all those green nutrients. And you're taking 5 capsules twice a day. Now, a lot of people will say, how am I going to remember to take all of those pills? Well, you're going to remember because you are on this purification program and feeling good. But we've got tools for you. Standard Process has designed an app for your phone, whether it is an iPhone or an Android. You can download the app and just search SP or Standard Process Purification and fill it in. You can take register your measurements, your blood pressure, your weight, your BMI, and it will give you recipes, it will give you shopping list, it will track your exercise. I'll tell you, this is a great app. So I would suggest that you download it if you're into technology. Also, there is, in addition to the guide that tells you everything that I just told you, you can get this 1% of Change, the guide to the purification program, and it's a cookbook. It is a 123-page download, or you can purchase one from Standard Process for $10. I just got the download. And it goes through some really cool things. It guides you through the program, but then it will also give you menu ideas. And I love the way that they do it, because on day one of our purification program, they say day 1 is beet day. So you're going to have your beets, and you can put them in your smoothies, and then you can roast them for lunch, and then you can make a beet salad with some other things, some kale and carrots and sunflower seeds, make your own dressing. It'll give you all of those recipes for day 1. And day 2 is broccoli day, so it'll give you recipes and ideas for how to use your broccoli. And every day it gives you a new vegetable to focus on. And how I have implemented this in the past is I go 3 to 4 days at a time. So the rest of this week, because we're going to start our program on Monday, but the rest of this week I'm going to evaluate what I'm going to eat for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. On Sunday, I'm going to the grocery store, and I'm going to have all of that in my refrigerator, and I'm going to have it handy. Then on Wednesday, I'm going to evaluate what I'm going to have for the rest of the week, and then I'm going to go to the grocery store. I'm going to have those things handy. I'm going to buy organic vegetables when I can. But here, I'll tell you a little tip. There is a website called Environmental Working Group, and they have a list of the Clean 15 and the Dirty Dozen. So take a look at that list of the Dirty Dozen. And the Dirty Dozen means that is the vegetables and the fruits that have the most contamination. So those are the ones that you need to really try and purchase organic. And those are things like strawberries, like broccoli. And I can't remember what else is on the list, but you can go and find out. The environmentalworkinggroup.org. You can also find out about your cosmetics and your cleaning products. So that's a great resource, a great website. And we will be starting our purification program on Monday. And I know that a lot of you have already signed up and have already paid, and there are a few of you that have not. I imagine you want to know, how much does this cost? Well, I'm just charging for the products. I am doing these webinars so I learn more and I will be more accountable to you. And I'm going to do this for me as well as you. But the cost of the products, if you choose to get the products with the fiber pills, so the gastrofiber, the cost of that is $231 plus tax. If you choose to get the whole food fiber, the kind that you scoop, the price of that is $249 plus tax. So those are your choices and those are the costs. Kellyanne is going to be putting her order in the morning before 10 o'clock. So if you want to participate in this program, I suggest you let me know, and you can call Kelly and order, because if we order tomorrow before 11, we will get our order the next day. She will have it all packaged up and ready for you to pick up on Friday afternoon. So we are excited about starting. And let me have your questions. I know there are a lot of questions. So if you can let me know, I will answer them as best as I can. Oh, and let me tell you, I started a private Facebook group. So it is called the Purification Program with Dr. Lund. And if you want to be added, you let me know. Because on this Facebook group, you will have direct access to me, because me, like everybody else, I check Facebook once or twice a day. So if you have some questions, or you have a great recipe that you tried and it was delicious, let me know. Post a picture of it, because I love pictures of food. So those are things that I want to know. Can you use decaffeinated coffee? That's one of the questions that we had. And no decaf coffee, because we want to, there's chemicals involved in decaffeination. So we want to just try and break that habit and give our body the rest that we need it to do, so it can heal from the toxins and it can emerge fresh and strong. You can use, like I said, herbal tea, and you can use yerba mate. You can use just a little bit of yerba mate. There could be some caffeine in that. You'll have to check. And green tea. Somebody asked if we could use green tea. Green tea is one of those iffy products. It's not on the list, so we say no. But if you have got a caffeine headache from withdrawal, have a little bit of green tea. Have a little bit of green tea way before you take an aspirin or an ibuprofen or a Tylenol, because we want to support the liver, not hurt it. So we have one of our participants who is going to be out of town and who wants to start later. That'll be okay, of course. We are here to support you throughout. I am going to be giving these webinars, probably not to this extent, every Wednesday evening at 5:30 through this program. And for those people on the program, I am going to send you a link so you can log on just like this. I got stainless steel straws. I ordered them from Amazon. I got a pack of 8. I do have a couple left, so Julia, I can give you one. And until they're gone, I'll just give them away. But they also come with pipe cleaners so you can clean them out. So you are not sucking in the bacteria from not being able to clean them. So we're going to have weekly webinars. We've got a private Facebook group. Most all of you know my telephone number here at my office, but I'll give it to you right now in case. It's area code 209-536-9182. And Kellyanne is usually the one that answers the phone, and she has got a lot of answers. But if she does not have the answer, she will pass it on to me, and we will get back to you. All right, any more questions? Well, for those people that got here from the email, you can just hit reply on the email and that comes straight to me. For those that are here, I will get you a replay, or I will send out a replay. I'll have to make sure I know who all is here. Okay, if you don't get a replay, send me an email and I will get it out to you. And again, share this with your friends and know that we are starting on Monday and I am so excited. So that will be the end of our meeting since nobody else has questions. And it's great to be here with you.